Let me preface this by saying I love the dev team, I love Overwatch, and Kaplan is basically my god. But we need to talk about the unlisted nerf in the PTR that just came out as of patch 1.6.0. As a whole, the new patch looks really good. Symmetra got reworked, I'm excited about that. But earlier today, I got a text from two people at the exact same time, each breaking the news that the same patch removed something that I hold very dear to my heart. The edge tech, or the ledge boost. I launched up Ilios, went to see for myself, and sure enough, I couldn't do it. Now here's what I don't understand. There are so many broken things related to Genji, and yet Blizzard decided to focus on a niche technique that barely anyone used. Well, if barely anyone used it, who cares? It's just really fun. It added something special to Genji's kit that was hard to do, but really rewarding. But there are a lot of people who probably support this nerf, and I want to address the concerns of some of those people today. Now, I know I made a video already on the ways the edge tech is useful, and I've posted play of the games that feature it, but let me explain why this technique isn't overpowered. Think about it like this. While the edge tech gives you a mobility advantage, there are very few places where a dash and a wall climb wouldn't accomplish the same goal. Not only that, but when you use the edge tech, you're using up your dash, which means your escape and some damage. On top of that, the trick is not easy to do. It takes a good amount of practice before it's consistent, and the average player doesn't put in the time. On the same topic, think for a moment back to your experience playing the game. How often do you find yourself dying in ridiculous ways directly because of the edge tech? I play a good amount of Overwatch, and I've only seen someone else use it 3 times ever. The scarcity at which it is probably encountered in matches, let alone in a fashion displaying an overabundance of strength, should make it clear that it's not overpowered in the conventional sense. With the edge tech, you can return from spawn faster than most heroes on many maps. I see that. However, I've set up a comparison on Nepal's Village, a map mentioned in a forum post said to give an unfair advantage to an edge tech user, and as you can see, on any given spawn, the edge tech only gives the user a 1 to 2 second lead on someone who just uses dash. In both of these clips, the user loses their dash on arriving at point, and while 1 to 2 seconds can save the game in some scenarios, it's not such that it makes killing Genji not valuable. Everyone still has the same respawn timer. Also keep in mind, this comparison can be performed on any map, but the results will be almost exactly the same. That's not really the point. The value in the edge tech is not in the advantage it gives, but in the enjoyment and the flashiness of the tech. Recognizing that it's not overpowered is just to ensure that people don't complain that it is, and use that as reasoning for its removal. This is kind of silly. Already, Blizzard's urgency to remove the edge tech over other glitches has become clear, proven by the many remaining glitches present in Genji alone. Don't believe me? Let's take a look. In this clip, you can see Dragonblade landing its hits and yet not dealing damage. This is a glitch that actively makes Dragonblade worse to use, as you feel cheated when you don't get the kill. Then in this clip, Genji's wall climb is shown to simply refuse to work. I'm sure others can empathize that this happens often in the worst possible scenarios. Now, both of these glitches are unintentional, they happen more often, they ruin Genji more than the edge tech, and yet the edge tech gets patched first? These are not the only examples. For more, I highly recommend Spumwack's video, Top 10 Most Rage-Inducing Bugs in Overwatch. Shout out to Roadhog's Hook. So why is Genji's edge tech being prioritized over things that are actually making the game less fun? Blizzard should be focusing on unintentional interactions that are actively ruining the game to a significant extent. Edge teching is fun, and there are precedents for unintentional mechanics in games becoming core mechanics. Rocket jumping was a physics engine exploit from Quake that Valve incorporated into TF2, and it inspired maps and an entire community of enthusiasts. Overwatch itself has a version of rocket jumping in Pharah and Junkrat. The edge tech is the same thing. We all know Genji's a ninja. He's supposed to have advanced techniques that fit into his kit. This isn't different. Blizzard has already removed his mobility associated with triple jump, as well as his animation cancel, and those nerfs made sense. But now it seems like they're just looking to remove anything they feel like removing, even if it fits in with his character and lore. Now, pro players might be able to do some awesome things with the edge tech, but it's by no means game-breaking or completely game-changing. By all means, yes, but they seem to take pride in receiving and putting into effect input from the community.
Yeah. Right here.
Blizzard is usually really good about communicating. You have the developer update videos, the forum responses, and yet this feels completely out of the blue. There was never any recognition on Blizzard's part of the edge tech's existence, and it was patched out of the game with seemingly no community input. This is very against Blizzard's style, and whether you care about the edge tech or not, there should be some dialogue about it. Many community members feel that the edge tech should stay in the game, and many of us feel that those who are against it are unfairly so. Most people are more likely to remember the time that Genji got the edge tech play of the game to save the round than the multitude of edge techs that either failed or accomplished nothing, the latter outnumbering the former by a wide margin. This will give them the false impression that it's overpowered. Without getting too much into it, there also seems to be a certain stigma of Genji players present in the community. This leads to a strong support of nerfs even if they don't make sense, as long as it's a nerf to Genji. I don't know whether this stigma exists because Genji players tend to work solo in match scenarios, leading to poor player-to-team relationships, because he has one of the highest skill caps already and people who aren't able to play him well resent those who can, or because of his anime connotations. Regardless, people should aim to be more compassionate and accepting of characters people like to play in a video game. There's nothing wrong with Genji mains, Bastion mains, or Junkrat mains. People just play what's fun. Finally, in an ideal situation, Blizzard would address the community on topics like this to get the opinions of both sides, because not only does this patch matter for this specific technique, but it fits in with a series of patches that are effectively lowering the skill cap of the game by removing unintended alternative techniques. Things that are fun and also don't break the game should remain in the game. Accidents aren't always mistakes.